Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another video. All right, so not much to say today other than it's a dark, gloomy, cold, rainy day. Blah. Yesterday was a record high here. It was like 18 degrees. It was sunny, it was warm, very, very windy, but still beautiful nonetheless. And then we had like freezing rain and we're back to cold and a gloomy day today. So Mother Nature showed up for a little bit yesterday and now she's gone again. So I'm hoping for warmer weather coming up. And I don't even really have much to say in the intro today. You are watching this. I'm recording this on March 7th. You are watching this on March 8th. And on March 8th, which is tomorrow for me, is when I'm going to find out if I got accepted into that art competition. So cross your fingers for me, and I'm hoping in the next video, I will tell you guys whether I made it or I did not make it. So stay tuned for the next video and I will let you guys know. I have my fingers crossed, I have my toes crossed, so we shall see what happens. Wood rounds, I'm sold out. I have maybe 10 left of the 4-inch rounds and that's it. I am fully and completely sold out of hardboard rounds. I have placed a huge, really big order with my supplier. I will not get it for about a month to 2 months. So if you want some hardboard rounds, if you're looking for some coasters or 8, 10, or 12-inch rounds, you can pre-order them by emailing me at kanella@gmail.com. I've already had a few emails. People are pre-ordering. So when I do get my next supply order in, it'll go in order of people who have pre-ordered their quantities. Fluid Art Retreat in Naples, Florida. If you're interested in any information, Tammy Anderson and I will be going to sunny Naples, Florida, July 9th and 10th. We will be there for the weekend and we are going to be doing a workshop, and there's only one date left of availability, and that is now Sunday evening with a handful of spots left. And then that's it. We are sold out. So if you are interested for information, pricing, details, all that stuff, you can email us at fluidartescape@gmail.com. It's going to be a really great time. We have some amazing sponsors, and there's going to be some really great goodie bags for every student to take home, plus a prize pack being offered by Pebeo Studio Acrylics. So they are offering a prize pack for every class. So one person per class is also going to have a chance to win a prize pack from Pebeo, and lots of other goodies that are going to be in those grab bags when you leave after your class. So we're super excited. We're counting down the days. We recently just booked our tickets. We are ready to go. So if you're interested, fluidartescape@gmail.com. All right, so today I'm going to be doing a black base painting, and it's going to be some interesting colors. So I'm going to get myself set up and I'm going to bring you guys down on the canvas and we'll get started. All right, so I knew there was something I forgot to show you, and that was the dried results of my last painting. So here it is dry, and I know you guys are all saying I give myself a hard time about the center here. So what I actually ended up doing was I just took a paintbrush and I added a little bit just here and here, some of the strawberry red, and then a little strip here. This was already here, and I believe this was too, I can't remember. But I added these strips right here, and then I added some of the 24 karat gold over here just to kind of, you know, fill in all that peachiness. And you, see, there you go. Can you see the 24 karat gold in there now? So I kind of covered all that peach with the 24 karat gold. So this is the piece. I should have showed it to you when I was doing my intro. Did I drop a push pin? I did, and I'm about to step in it. Trying to get a good angle here to get the light. So I think that's way better now, and I'm really happy with this piece right now. Let me flip it around. See if that works better. But you can see now all the shimmer in here. And then I'm so happy with how this center turned out now, because look at the 24 karat gold shimmer there. So there, I got that piece to work out the way I wanted it to. So there you have it, the dried results of that piece. And it is available for purchase for anyone who is interested in this piece. I shall put it up here for now. All right, so there we go. Okay, let's get started to the painting. I'm gonna square myself out here. I think I moved everything when I was doing that. All right, let's get started. So what I have here is a 15 by 30 inch canvas. And you can see I've kind of drawn some pencil lines here. I'm gonna try a different type of composition. I'm going to be using my regular hair dryer, and I'll explain why in a second. So this is going to be a black base, and I'm going to be using my Artist Loft Flow Acrylic Black, and it is mixed with Floetrol and water. And then my colors are right here. So that looks weird, I know. Now they're all pearl colors by Amsterdam. So I'm going to be doing an all black base with just pearl colors. Now these pearl colors show up very, very well when you're putting them on a dark base such as black. So I'm going to give it a go. And the colors I'm going to be using are pearl white. Now these are all Amsterdam. Okay, so pearl white. Then I have pearl green, pearl violet, and topping it off, pearl blue. Okay, so those are my pearl colors, and in between just a little bit, I'm going to add Oxide Black by Amsterdam. So that's what I'm gonna do, and it may not look like much after I'm done blowing it, but I can guarantee you when it is dry, it will show up really, really well, and I will show you the dried results in my next video. Because these paintings dry super duper fast now. All right, so I'm gonna do that. The next thing, typically right now, I tell you guys I'm gonna flood my canvas and I'm gonna be right back. And I speed you guys up during that process. But before I speed you up, I keep getting a lot of questions about how much paint do you put on the canvas? So I never measure. So if I have a 15 by 30 inch canvas, I don't measure how much paint I'm gonna drop down. It's just, I just pour it and I go. So I'm going to try and explain to you my thought process of how much I put down on a canvas. And then after that, then I'll speed up the rest. So what I do is, now I have it out of this bottle, same thing as if you were to have a cup. And my goal is to add a bead of black or whatever your base is, paint along the edge, and then I do an inner circle. To me, that is enough to cover the entire canvas. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm not talking about a little drip. I'm not talking about that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's got to be enough because it's also going to go over the side. Okay? So I'm going to go graciously along the edge here, like so. And then in the middle, I'm going to do like a kind of circle up, and that was too much right there. That fell out a lot, but that's okay because I'm going to use my spatula to even everything out. So that is how I determine how much paint to add. I start with an outside border, and then from there, once I get the edges all covered, I will then push the paint into the center and smooth it out. If you saw my resin tutorial video, a couple of videos back, where I showed you guys how I use my fingers to go all the way across from top to bottom, and it pushes off any excess paint or resin so that it doesn't pool in the middle. This is the same idea. So I'm gonna get my spatula. Okay, now if you don't have this, this is an OXO brand omelet turning spatula. You can find it listed in my Amazon shop. It is the large size because I know they have a mini. This is the large, okay? I swear by this. this is the greatest tool for spreading paint. A lot of people will use the hair dryer. I don't prefer that for myself because I can't see or feel if there's a pool like right here where I added way too much. The blow dryer isn't going to spread that out properly for me. I like to use this because I can feel how much paint is on the canvas. So I'm going to start by simply skimming. So I skim across the top and I make sure I cover all the edges first. So the outer edge I will cover first. All right, just like so. All right, and then I will flip the spatula over, whatever you're comfortable with, right-handed, left-handed, whatever it may be. And I'm gonna make sure my edge is fully covered. See, I don't know if you can see that, but I can see a bit of the canvas right there. That is not acceptable. You gotta cover that, okay? So I've covered all that, and then from here, I'm just going to push into the center and make sure that all this center is covered. Now, right there, that is a lot because I oopsied that as I was trying to show you guys how to pour. So what I'm gonna do is I lightly, very lightly, I'm going to skim my spatula across and even it out. Now, I don't wanna do this. You don't wanna do that. Very, very light-handed. You gotta be very, very light-handed with this, okay? And just skim your way across. And if there's any excess or a pool of paint, you'll end up just pushing it off the side, okay? So that is how I flood my canvas. Now, I don't want to see any part of the canvas showing at all. If you see the canvas, then that's no good because I find that when you try and blow your paints out, if there's a spot that's not properly covered, the paint won't move freely if you have a bare spot. All right, so that is how I flood my canvas. And then I clean my spatula off always before it dries. You do not want to let the paint dry on the spatula because then it's just going to be harder to clean off when it's dry. So when it's wet, you clean it and there you go. I'm done. I don't have to do anything else for that. All right, and then I take my squeeze bottle and I go around all my edges like so. I can't see because I'm backwards here, but I'm doing it so that you can see what I'm doing. Just like that, I add a bead across, and again, making sure that all my edges are going to be covered. So I will just do a bead across, and then I will take my finger and dab any white spots of the canvas that I see showing. Again, if you don't have the canvas covered properly, when you blow your paints and they go over the edge, the paint will stop dead in its tracks because the canvas is dry and the paint will not glide down the side of the canvas because the canvas is dry. So this is why I say it's very important to make sure your edges are covered very well before you start your painting and your blowout, because it will just stop dead in its tracks and the paint just won't flow nicely along the edge, and your design will kind of just look a little blob because it's kind of stopped dead in its tracks, right? So I hope that is helpful. I'm just going to finish this dabbing over here and along the back really quickly. I was going to forward part of this and speed you guys up, but at this point I'm almost done. So what's the point? So these sides are all done. And then I will walk over here and I will just dip my finger into the excess paint that has run off like so. And you notice I'm not doing this. I don't like to rub. I like to make sure there is a lot of paint here building up. I don't like to rub my finger along the side. Of course, when I'm done the painting, I always come back. There's a goober there. I always come back and I touch up my edges always. But as I mentioned, it's always good to have your edges fully covered. And see how I'm dabbing my finger, and then along the top edge here I can see a little bit of the canvas. So I make sure it's fully covered. And again, I'm dabbing, I'm not rubbing, because by dabbing, you're actually leaving more paint on the canvas than when you rub it. All right, so that's it. That is how I flood my canvas. And I think by showing you guys on a black base, you get a better idea because you can see it better than white. There is a ton of air bubbles in this. So I'm going to pop all the bubbles. Again, something I do before I add all the colored paints down, you must pop the bubbles. Super duper important, because those bubbles will eventually pop underneath because they're trapped under your colored paints, and it'll leave all these specks, like little specky cells. So you want to pop all the bubbles and we're good to go. And this is typically where I come back and say, okay guys, I'm ready to go. So let's get started. I've got my colors backwards. I wanted blue on top, and here's my black. All right, so I'm gonna try and remember my composition. I've added my red marker lines, as you can see. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. So I did a squiggle like that. And then I have a red dot here. So I think what I did was I went over here, and then, oh boy, I added a bizarre wispy going that way. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway. So we'll see. Now in between, I'm gonna add very, very little black in between, just so that when I put the next color on, it's kind of on top of the black, because as I mentioned, these pearl colors work best when they're on a black base or a very, very dark base. But I don't want to overload it with black because I don't want it to turn muddy, and I don't want the black to take over the colors. All right, so there was pearl green. Okay, I'm gonna add, now you just see all this as white. It looks white, I know, but once you blow it out, and of course when the painting dries, you're gonna see it is going to shimmer and shine, right? All right, now we've got the pearl violet. And this has, I can see the violet in it. This looks like such a bizarre black and white painting. I know. Isn't it weird? Okay, and then I'm hoping it turns out. Worst case, if it doesn't, I'm gonna scrape it all and I'll do something different. I have lots of black left, unlike the last video where I had no Titan Mars Pale left over when I needed to scrape my painting. All right. And then topping it off, we have pearl blue on top. There's a lot of paint. Lots of paint. I love these squeeze bottles. It really helps me squeeze out the right amount of paint that I want to come out of those bottles. Now the question is, do I add some black on the top? No, I don't know. Maybe, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm doing it anyway. Just a bit. Just a bit. I don't know if it should be a bit or a lot, but I'm doing a bit. A little bit. Okay, now I'm going to pop all the bubbles. I can see the colors in here. It's really pretty. It's just a matter of how is it going to blow out and what's it going to look like when it dries. All right, so I'm using this hair dryer only because now that I'm looking at this, I originally had my wispy coming up here instead of it starting down here, but oh well. I'm using this because my flower hair dryer always usually tends to bring the base color into my petals, and because I'm doing black, I don't want that. So I'm using this, even though this is a smaller canvas. I typically would use the flower hair dryer, but I don't want it pulling up my base into my petals. All right, so I'm gonna start in this puddle here, and because I started so low, it was actually coming out from over here. I'm gonna blow this way first, right into this negative space here, and just work my way and see what happens. Oh, I really like it. Let me unplug this. Put this back here to cool off. Wow. This is going to shimmer like crazy when it's dry. I am loving the 3 pearl colors I added in here. Like Amsterdam has, as I mentioned, pearl green, violet, and blue, but they also have a pearl yellow and a pearl red. I didn't want to put it in. I contemplated it for a really long time and thought, why don't I just do rainbow colors and just add them all in? But I thought it might be a little too much paint. And you know what? I think it would have been, because I have the 4 here, and then I would have added 2 more plus the black. That's a lot of paint. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do that right now. And this is gorgeous. To you, it's not looking like much, but when I bring you guys down for the close-up, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I think the only thing I want to fix is just this part here. I'm going to blow it out a little bit. I just got my cross in there. Did I clean it off? Yes. I've had this since I was baptized. That's how old it is. All right. Oh, I'm so happy with this. I love it. Is there anything else I want to do? Yes, just over here a bit. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait till this dries, and I don't have to wait too long because my paintings dry so quickly here at the new house compared to the old house. All right, I'm not touching anything else. So I'm going to touch up my edges because I can see here the canvas. There's not much black paint here. So I'm gonna cover all that up, make sure all my sides are fully covered, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody. So before I show you guys the close-up, don't forget to take your stick and, you guessed it, scrape those drips. Super duper important to scrape all those drips. All right, scrape them, come back 10 minutes later, do it a second time and then a third time, and then you should be good to go. All right, so black base means a lot of glare, as I'm going to show you guys this close-up. Let me actually just turn my studio lights sideways. Maybe that will help. One moment, please. All right, let's see if that's better, sort of. All right, I think the problem is if I go too close, it's going to change the color. Look at that glare. This is what happens with black. I'm going to turn all these lights off and we'll check it out with the flash on. But you can definitely see the violet, the green, and the gold. And I'm really loving that cluster of cells right there. All right, so I know it doesn't look like much right now, but let me just turn the lights off and we'll check it out with the flash. So the flash is on, and lucky for me, it's a dark, gloomy day, so it's not sunny in here, so it's actually dark in here. So you will see there's gonna be shimmer in here. You can see it. Now, I cannot wait until this dries because I really feel like it's gonna glow. Oh, autofocus, here we go. I think if I go too close, you see all that shimmer down in here? So I can't wait till this dries. Definitely show you guys in the next video. I'm really happy with this piece. Oh, look at that. It's going to be so pretty. I really like it. Ooh, look at that. The violet right in there. I like it. All right. I can't wait till it dries. So there you have it, everyone. I would love to know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. And just let me know, what do you think? Do you like these colors? Should I have added the yellow and the red? I kind of like the green, violet, and blue actually, and the white, of course. But it almost looks like a black and white with some silver. But when you really look at it, you can see the blue and the violet. So I'm really liking that. And I'm very excited to see this dry. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are watching and you are a new watcher and you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that red subscription button. And cross your fingers and your toes for me. Because you guys are watching this on March 8th, and today I'm going to find out on the 8th if I made it into that competition. So say a little prayer for me and cross your fingers. So that is it for me for now. I will be back in the next video and hopefully have good news for you. This piece is available for purchase. It's a 15 by 30 inch. If you are interested in this piece, you can email me at kanellaciraco@gmail.com. And that is it. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.